high levels of poverty,
unemployment,
stigma and discrimination,
gender-based violence,
sexual harassment,
early marriages and pregnancies,
drug abuse,
leadership and governance.
These are some of the pressing issues affecting our communities.
Raise your voice and speak up because you are the solution.
And by working together, we can create locally driven solutions that can transform our society and the world. Be a voice of change today.
Impact Show, the voice of change.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Impact Show, the voice of change. And today we are having someone really special with us today, someone who has been in the media space for a long time, and somebody who's been impacting. All right, this is no other than Mr. Kalimina, but I'll give him an opportunity to introduce himself. So we'll be looking at how has he impacted, or how has he influenced society with his talent, with his gifts, and with his influence. How best has he brought about social change in the society? So, sir, you can introduce yourself.
Well, thank you very much for, first of all, having me on the Impact Show. And I love being called special. That sounds great when somebody addresses you as special. Thank you very much. Okay, so my name's Kabinda Kalimina. I'm a journalist by profession. I did communication and journalism at Rusangu University. I've been in the media from 2017, though I had taken a little break. I should say that I had taken a little break, but I'm back on the right field like a trailer. So I'm here in the media, and yeah, I think basically that's who I am. I'm a journalist, I'm a TV presenter, I'm a news anchor, and a scriptwriter.
Oh, interesting. So these are youths who are doing great things in society. All right, so no, thank you so much for coming through, sir. Okay, so I like the way he says his name, Kabinda Kalimina. You know, every time when he's on TV, he goes like, "This is Kabinda Kalimina." You know, I just like, oh
you get the energy when you're talking about your name. It starts from there. So I'm Kabinda Kalimina.
Oh, interesting. All right, so we can kick start. Okay, so you've been a journalist for a long time. And how have you used your gift or your talents to bring about positive change in the society?
Okay, so I should mention this from the onset to say journalism in Zambia is a career that needs somebody who loves what they do. Okay. You can't go in journalism to make money. Okay. You have to go there because you love what you do. You have to go there because you love being in front of cameras. You love talking to people. Okay. And positive, I think for me, from my childhood, I always wanted to be a journalist. When I was still in my pre-grades, I remember visiting ZNBC, and I was given the opportunity to cast news from a young age, of which I think I still have some pictures. And that's where the passion for me, for the media came in. The media is really an opportunity to a platform where you speak to a lot of people. You speak to people who you don't know. You speak to people who are going through problems you don't even understand, you don't even know. And when you speak, they sit and listen, and you give hope to those people because you're given the opportunity to speak to them. So I think I've hosted shows like I remember back in the day I used to host a show called Youth Success. Youth Success was a story where I would bring on board youths that are starting in business, youths that have succeeded in business, and it was a good opportunity for me to interact with business-minded youths and encourage them to continue and give others hope who were out there to say, look, you can start a business today, and the first few months, the first few years, it's not going to go well. But afterwards, business will always have a way to reward you. And I think that is one of actually, the positive things I brought up back in the day.
Interesting. So you've heard he's been using his gift for social change. I really love what you've been doing, sir. So what word do you have for somebody out there? You just said you started, you were given an opportunity at ZNBC when you were still young. All right. Nowadays, you find that there are a lot of youths who are just out there. They don't know how to chase their dreams. There are people who feel one day I'll be on TV or somebody. They have that passion, but they don't know the actual steps that they need to take. What word do you have for them?
I think I should say I don't know from others' perspective,
Okay.
but for me, I've always treated TV like talking to my friend.
Okay.
The only difference is now, instead of me having somebody else, maybe when I'm in the studio, it's the camera that becomes my friend.
Okay.
So I can sit and speak alone in the studio, knowing I'm not alone. I have a friend. And who's the camera.
Okay.
So that's how I feel TV should be taken. You're just in the studio, you have a friend who's a camera. And that is my passion for me. For others, I've got passion in different things. At the end of the day, we all have a gift, and we need to utilize that gift at the end of the day. You know, if you're given a gift by God, the more you practice it, the more you become good at it at the end of the day. So if you have a dream of one saying, okay, look, I want to be an athlete, I want to be a footballer, you need to practice to be that. And you need to do it first when you're alone before you take it out there. So my encouragement to somebody out there who feels, you know, they've got passion maybe for TV, they've got something they want to do, you need to start practicing it alone before you can take it out there. And the minute you are confident to practice it alone, it will be easier for you actually, you know, to go out there and do what you want to do. I remember when I've always loved Dennis Liwewe. I've always loved Dennis Liwewe. So I was watching a certain documentary, and they asked him, say, how did you manage, or how did you become a commentator? He said he used to do it in the bathroom whilst he was bathing. Others sing in the bathroom whilst they're bathing. He used to commentate in the bathroom whilst he was bathing. So from that time, I started doing it when I was young. If I'm walking alone, I remember, because I grew up in the village. I grew up in Chikankata. So when I'm looking after cattle and I know I'm alone, I can shout. I would always, you know, try to be on TV at that time. And I used to do it often. My friends would be like, boy, but why upanga chongo weka? I'm like, look, this is passion for me. I want to be on TV one day. And I have to practice alone so that I'm confident, so that one day I'm going to be on TV. I won't have to be scared of the camera. So practice when you're alone with what you love doing. And the minute you have the confidence to do it alone, you're going to face others, even if they tell you can't do it.
Oh, that's very, very nice. Thank you for bringing out those important points there. I hope you've been inspired by his story, because he has just shared the story with you. And so it all starts with passion. It all starts with passion wherever you are. So whether you're at the village, you know, you can present, you can do something, all right? You can start working on your passion. It doesn't matter wherever you are. It's all about passion. I think that's the point I've gotten from you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay, so media is not an easy field. Right, it comes with negatives and its own challenges. Okay, how have you managed to overcome the challenges when it comes to media?
Okay, interesting. Well, okay, when it comes to the media, maybe I'm not really the best of examples, because I've had a stunt that I did, and I think that's what.
Oh, by the way, just there, because you just said when you started, you said you went for a break,
yes,
and then you came back. Is it the same stunt that made you go for a break?
Yep. For those that have been following me, they know me, Kabinda Kalimina. I think the minute you Google that name, the minute you search for that name, there'll always be one video that is going to pop up. For those who don't know, I'm the guy who went on live news and told everybody that we hadn't been paid. So yeah. Hi.
How does he just go on news and then say he didn't get paid? All right. Anyway, I don't want to conclude, or I don't want to criticize, or I don't want to say anything about that issue. But you can explain yourself. How did you face that, and how did you really come out of it?
Okay. So maybe what happened was it was a beautiful Sunday.
Okay.
It was a beautiful Sunday.
Okay.
And I was at the office since morning until late in the evenings when I was casting news. So I had a phone call with my boss that didn't go well at the time. And I was quite upset when I was going to cast the news. I just wanted to go home. But then from the start of the news, because I was upset and other pressures that I was having, I knew to say, this won't go well, regardless of how today turns out. So I said what I said on live TV. And being a Sunday for me, I thought, people don't watch news. So I switched off my phone and went home.
Okay.
But then I didn't realize the impact, actually of what I did, and how quickly the news had spread. Because in the morning when I switched off my phone, I was receiving phone calls I had never received in my entire life. So I sorted out that issue. Mom was like, come home. I went home, and I was receiving a lot of negativity, a lot of positivity, and it was mixed feelings. But you know how life is. It's always the negative that gets to you. Okay. It's always the negative that gets to you. So at that time, I lost passion for the media.
So does it? Okay. Just a question that I have for you. Did you do that out of emotions, or?
I think I did it out of emotions. And it was out of emotions. I was angry at the time. And hungry at the time.
You are angry and hungry at that time.
Yeah. So I did it out of emotions. It's not one of my most proud moments.
Yeah.
I don't regret doing it, but it's not one of my most proud moments. I wish events would have turned in a different direction, but it is what it is. I think no one advised me at the time to say, look, you can use this to grow yourself. For me, after it happened, I saw the negative comments that were coming from people. I just said, you know what, quits for the media. And I dived into doing something else. And I stopped in the media. People were calling me for jobs to say, look, we want somebody like you to come and work for us.
So, all right, that's a very interesting story. So when we look at this story, I believe that there are different young people who go through different challenges in their workplaces or around. You know, it's a normal thing that happens. And what are some of the lessons that you learned from this challenge? That's the first question. And then how can you advise somebody to get out of negativity, you know, because negativity can lead you to depression. There are a lot of suicide cases out there, you know, there's a lot of depression going on out there because of some of these cases. So how did you get out of this, and what were the major lessons that you learned that you would want to inspire some young people out there?
Okay, so for me, I think when I was going through that, I remember receiving a text message from Mwizukanji. I worked with Mwizukanji. So I remember receiving a text message from Mwizukanji. And for me, that was the greatest inspiration at the time that I got.
Okay.
Because, I mean, she also went through a phase in her life, but she came out powerful. Look at who she is today. Yeah. And so after she texted me, and I remember she posted it on her social media platforms, and it really encouraged me. It really encouraged me. I started thinking positive of how I still had it in me, even to go to other fields and works of life, and I would still prosper in those works of life. So to everybody out there who's going through a challenge, who's going through maybe something that you feel I can't get out of, to somebody who's saying, you know what, this is not working for me. Look, at the end of the day, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, regardless of what you are going through at a particular time. You are not destined, you were not born to suffer, you were born to prosper, you have light in you, and you just have to stand on the hill and tell yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to pass through this and I'm going to bring out better. Whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Look at me, I'm here. After doing a stand like that, I'm here smiling. And I mean, I've moved on. I hope KBN has moved on as well, which I'll be glad. I hope one day I can meet Mr. Mambwe and maybe pass a smile with him. But yeah.
Okay, all right. No, that's a good story. That's a very good story. I too am inspired. So you can also get out of depression out there. You can get out of your negative situation. That's not a permanent thing. Please don't kill yourself. Don't go for suicide. You know, there's still a life out there, all right? You still have got a bright future. So this message goes to the young people out there. So, all right, another question I have for you. Media is a very important tool.
Sure.
All right, media is a very important tool, and currently it has been used for negativity. And we've seen a lot going around social media. It's been used for memes, it's been used for jokes, it's been used, yet we are having a lot of issues that we are facing in our society. You know, we are still facing, in as much as jobs have been created, we are still facing employment issues. We are still facing poverty issues. Yes, we are still facing quite a lot of issues. So how best can we use media, especially for the youth? How best can we use media as a tool for social change?
Okay, now I'm going to bring up something. Being in a situation where I was at the receiving end of some negative comments back in the day, I feel it changed how I perceive the media myself. Okay. I was one of those guys that whenever there's something trending, I'll be the quickest to throw up an argument, throw up negativity. Yeah. But I realized to say every comment you make, everything you post on social media, everything you say, everything you read, there's a certain feeling, there's somebody behind that who's going to be impacted by whatever you say. So you can see maybe, let's take for instance, you're on Facebook, you're scrolling, and you find, somebody has posted a nudity of somebody at the end of the day. You need to know to say, whatever you're going to comment there, whatever you're going to say, somebody who's in that picture is going to be affected by that. And that is the first thing. So we need to understand to say everything that is on social media has got some bearing on somebody. It might not be you, it might not be your friend, your relative, but there's somebody who is going to be affected by everything we say, whether positive or negative. Now, I've seen the trend in Zambia. Everybody wants to trend. I'll tell you the truth. In Zambia, you only trend for maximum 1 week and people forget about you. But look at the impact you're going to carry on other people. Me, I trended for close to a week and something else happened. People moved on. But then what happened to me has stuck with me. It doesn't move on simply because people have moved on. It starts with somebody. So before you criticize somebody, before you insult somebody, before you say something bad about somebody, which after typing for you, you're going to forget and move on. Remember, it's going to stick with somebody. Somebody's going to carry that for a lifetime. They're going to be thinking about it. And this is where I think we miss it at Zambia, because we want to trend for a certain period of time. You're going to throw a comment that is not genuine simply because you want likes. You want replies to your comment. But remember, that comment affects somebody who, after those comments have been forgotten, will still be remembered to say, somebody told me this and this and this and this and this. And regardless of how you look at it, comments, reactions and everything affect somebody. So we need to look at social media as a tool to develop as a nation, and not a tool to actually use against people we don't like, to use against maybe things we don't like. I've seen, look at Simon Mwizukanji. Simon Mwizukanji, I like the fact that he's always joking, he's always jovial. When you tell him something, he knows I've messed up, he apologizes. But people go there to criticize him, why are you doing this and this, why are you doing this and this? He's using his, actually, for positive change. You've seen what he's done alongside Simon Mwizukanji, cleaning, it's clean. One of the cleanest places you can visit in town, using social media for positive change. I've been talking about Mwizukanji. Look at what she's done to the brand Mwizukanji, using social media. But the problem is, people that are negative on social media don't even trend. You don't even sell anywhere. But people who are using social media for the positive change are attaining those numbers that you wish you can attain. So you can't do it with the negative comments. You can only do it with the positivity and being positive about others.
Wow. I think this is an inspirational story, and it's I'm very happy that you came back strong, and you can tell from the vibe and from the energy that he needs to be in the media. When you take out the fish out of water, it dies, but when you bring it back in the water, it will show you all the skills. Why? Because it's meant to be in the water. You're meant to be in media side.
Thank you very much.
And you need to be in this space. So you've heard it. There you have it. Let's use media as a tool of development. All right. So, sir, thank you so much for coming through to the Impact Show. What are your final words to the people out there?
I should say, I'm sweating. I didn't know being hosted is this hard. I'm usually the one seated. Yes. Okay. So look at me. I'm all sweating. But thank you very much for actually having me. And maybe my words of encouragement to people out there is let's be positive about life. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You might be going through anything right now, but I took a little break. There's a trainer. I'm back in the media like a trailer.
Oh, bad. All right. So he's back in the media. Otherwise, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This is the Impact Show, the voice of change. Stay tuned. Keep on watching. Otherwise, can we just say your name again the way we say it? And this is Kabinda. Can we say that again?
Have you listened to her say Impact Show?
Impact Show.
Yeah.
Now I want us to say that together. Kabinda Kalimina. Let's go. And this is Kabinda Kalimina. All right. Thank you so much.